Hello everyone, and welcome to the RNG University. On tonight's episode, Mono Black Tech Cards. So, the main tech card I wanted to try is Corrupt in this deck, but I do want to talk about, overall, what we're doing. So, what we have is a Mono Black deck that focuses on some of the more techier cards in the Black Arsenal, and not just hold on to Invoke Despair and Shield Drip, which we do have. But here's how the deck plays. Early game, we have 2 Concealing Curtain and 3 Okiba Reckoner Raid, just on tempo play. And then on the 2-drop, we would have Tenacious Underdog, 4 offs, so that we consistently get that tempo play. And Underdog obviously can serve as card draw later on in later stages of the game. Then in the 3 drops, we have Graveyard Trespasser, but only Graveyard Trespasser. We have 4 offs because she is that good. We have a lot of removal in the deck and some discard spells, so hopefully we can get her ability to trigger, but at the very least she is Ward, which is very strong in today's meta. And then we have Shield Drip, the awesome 4-drop that gains us life, deals damage to our opponent, and basically makes it so that if we're at a stalemate situation, we force the opponent to do something. And then the 5-drop, I don't really have to say much. There's Invoke Despair, right? So that's the 5 drops in Mono Black deck that we generally like to run. For the aggro deck, I try not running it, but then we don't really get the card draw that we really need for any game going beyond turn 5 and 6. So Invoke Despair is good. And then in the 6-7 drops, we kind of have a Flesh Gorger, but I count Flesh Gorger as 3 drops in most situations, just to fill out the 3 mana spot. And then the actual 6 drop that we will play after Invoke Despair is Corrupt. Corrupt is the tech card of this deck. It's kind of a burn spell. It does damage equal to the number of swamps. So if we have 20 swamps, our opponent just died, right? It's fantastic. We also gain life from it. The only thing we gotta be careful about is if our opponent is a blue counterspell deck. And that's what I've been saying about all of the decks that we've been playing so far, aside from the aggro. We really have to be careful about not the mono blue, but the blue counterspells, because we have a lot of impactful cards that cost a lot. So we sink our mana in. If they get countered, we kind of get blown out. So that's kind of how the deck's tempo plays are. And then we have a bunch of removals, right? In the 1-drop category, we have 2 cut down. We don't have a lot of cut down because we have other ways of removal, and we don't want cut downs to be stranded in our hands, since it doesn't really kill anything other than small creatures early game. Then we have 3 Go for the Throat. I've had some thoughts about using Infernal Grasp rather than Go for the Throat. I can't tell you which is way better in today's meta, but I would say that if we're playing against Soldier, we need Go for the Throat. If we're playing against a lot of these blue-red or mono-colored giant creature, giant Power Stone decks, then Infernal Grasp is better. But in those situations, all of the other cards will kind of fill in the gap, because we have a lot of other good cards to use. And one of those, if we were playing against a slower deck, is Pilfer. This showed up in the last Hand Disruption deck, and I find it to be very good. Pilfer makes it so that we get to choose and take a card out from our opponent's hand. It's a guaranteed 1-for-1 for almost any scenario. The only scenario when that doesn't happen is if our opponent's hand is all lands, which, I mean, we can't really be that mad about that because their hand will be terrible, right? So Pilfer is a decent card that almost always guaranteed a 1-for-1, and the only time it doesn't is when you are in a fairly good situation. Then in the other removal 3-drop, we have Soul Transfer. This is a removal slash a return spell, right? A recycle spell. So we can exile a creature or a planeswalker, but if we happen to have a artifact and an enchantment, in the case here and here, we would be able to get a creature or planeswalker back from our graveyard. So that's also good, but it's not something crazy. I don't like running too many of this, just because there's almost no guarantee that we'll ever get both abilities off, and it is a sorcery. But in the 3-drop category, we also have another instant. This is the second tech card, and the most sort of crazy tech card that I found on the online deck list, or less plural, right? And So I really want to see if this card actually works or not. I'm only putting in 2 offs. It's Depth to the Kami. What it does is that it's an instant 3-drop that forces target opponent to either sacrifice a creature or sacrifice an enchantment. Well, that's an instant speed creature or enchantment removal that Mono Black doesn't really have. Mono Black has a lot of instant speed creature removal, but not enchantment removal. Let's say that our opponent plays the wedding announcement, right? And that's our turn. That's their turn 3. If we have this, we basically have a mono black counter to wedding announcement. That could be useful. In other situations, maybe they have a big thing like their own Graveyard Trespasser on turn 3, or some other big creature on one of the turns. That creature has ward. We cannot just target it and get rid of it and get a 1-for-1 direct trade. Well, Depth to Kami allows us to do that. So that is why this is in the deck. I believe it is a good tech card, but I guess we'll find out. So that's the whole deck list. And then we have 24 lands. We don't have a lot of lands because this deck, even though it still has Invoke, it still has Corrupt, it's not too top heavy, right? Most of the spells are 2 drops and 3 drops. So we don't have 24 lands. We have 22 swamps. We'll have a lot of swamps because we want our Corrupt to trigger. We have 1 Takenuma and 1 Field of the Ruin. That's the whole deck list. Now let's go and try out the deck. This is our mono black tech deck. It is fun because I haven't played Corrupt since high school days when Corrupt was in 7th edition, and that was a fun mono black deck. People used to play with just pure zombies, and everyone was just trading off creatures one by one until your opponent's at 3 and you're at 3, and 1 Corrupt killed their opponent. Alright, we go first. We got a removal on turn 2, and then hopefully Graveyard Trespasser turn 3. So I'm going to try to keep, but it is almost bad. Almost. Right? If it doesn't have Go for the Throat, I'm not going to keep this hand. Obviously. If it has a 1-drop, I would definitely keep this hand. So that's kind of the going rate. Well, we're going to have 2 lands, so let's pill for our opponents, see what they have. Looks like it's a mono black deck. It is a mono black deck. Oh no, it's a black-red. So we're going to get rid of this Gix, because he has a lot of card draw, and I'm scared of that. Obviously, the Underdog's going to come down. Yep. And if we don't draw a land, I think it's time to quit. Alright, we didn't draw a land here. I think it's time to quit. So, the Shuffler just screwed us. We lose the game. That's what happens. That's fine. It's not fine, but unfortunately it's what's happening. Yeah, there's the Flesh Gorger. We're gonna have to kill the Underdog. Even though we went first, we fell behind. But hey, at least we draw our land number 3, right? So let's start hitting the cards that we need to exile. He's gonna attack us, and then we're going to hit him back. Oh, he's got land. There's Soren. He's gonna make a little vampire guy.
I am vengeance, blood righteous.
Wow, that is brave.
Dire times call for dire tactics.
Well, I guess Shieldred's coming out. Wait, that's my graveyard. I did not pay attention. Doesn't matter. Well, he's gonna draw. We don't have lands. That's the problem. I did say we only have 24 lands in the deck. But 24 lands is the pristine arena standard. They want you to have 24 lands because that is how the algorithm calculates how to give you lands. Well, yeah, I don't think we can play off 3 lands in this deck. If we attack there, they'll dual block, and then we'll lose. Yeah, GG. There's no point in playing out in 3 lands versus 5. We're not losing next turn, but we are. There's no way to get the advantage with our deck, so I don't want to play this out. But hey, you know, this is what happened when you try out tech decks. Usually the arena shuffler doesn't know what to do with tech decks, so they will give you just bad draws. Stranger Danger. Opponent goes... Oh, come on! Now that we have a good hand, opponent goes first. We have 3 lands. So... Yeah. Keep. High. That's... What happened? I click high. I click high. That was just rude. Alright, now it looks like I'm spamming. I'm sorry. Ambitious farmhand? Okay. That's mono black, mono white control versus mono black tech. This might be a fun matchup. No place. I wonder what he plays. Wedding announcement, of course. Let's go for this throw. We didn't get our tech in time, but at least we'll get our Graveyard Trespasser out. Remove the farmhand. Gain a life, get a ward out. Spirited Companion. Pretty nice. Bankbuster. Oh, look at that draw. Okay. So we will attack with the Trespasser first. If he blocks... Oh, no. Okay, yeah, if he... No, I can't go for the throw the Bankbuster. What am I doing? No attacks. Let's put on the Shieldred. Force him to do something. Yeah, this is where Infernal Grasp will be better than go for the throw. Unfortunate. Touch the spear around. There goes our Shieldred. No attacks. But he grows his entire board. What can we do now? We cannot play anything, but that only holds up the cut down. Alright, let's look in his hand. Wow, that's... Basic lands much? We'll just attack with a Revealing Eye. Alright, so he wants to kill... I can only kill 1. Now we have a 4/4. Draw, okay. It's a lot of card advantage on us. This is where I missed yesterday's Bankbuster deck. But we do have to try out tech decks, right? You never know if they're good or bad. Does he want to attack? He does not want to attack. I will cut down his Spirit Companion. Alright, we're not drawing lands, but we are drawing a Okiba Reckoner Raid. We will attack with the Graveyard Glutton. Maybe he will triple block. And then we can kill 2 of his creatures. Do I have anything to exile? Oh, I have a Concealing Curtain. Triple block. Well, that means I can get to kill 2 of those. Good enough trade for me, I think. We will put out a... Yeah, I'm not going to play Flesh Warrior for 7. I don't think it will ever happen. But we'll put out our Menacing Creatures. So far, the 2 games that we played, I think the theme of the game were mana short. opponent is at 14. I don't know if there's any life gains here. No, Roadside Reliquary is pretty scary. Steel Seraph. No attacks? You coward. Alright, It's not looking good. It's not looking good. We need a soul transfer right now, and we can still get it to work with a soul transfer. Just exile my only creature, the soul transfer, work with it. But we need to kill the Steel Seraph, and Go for the Throat does not do that. His hand advantage is too high on us. With this tech deck, I'm not sure what's gonna happen. It's gonna give it lifelink, yep. Oh, he's gonna attack us. He's gonna gain the life, which of course he will, but now we are free to counterattack. This is a little late. Creature, enchantment, and no planeswalkers. We get a land. We're gonna drop our land. This has menace. This gets to exile a creature that he doesn't have. So it has menace, but his Bankbuster can just block. It's a 5/5. I gotta remember that. So no reason to attack onto this board right now. Even then, this hand advantage is scary. He's drawn, well, we're at 44, he's at 36. He's drawn 8 more cards than us. Wait, no, 6 more cards. No, it is 8 more cards. I'm bad at math. I'm also bad at this game, so I'm gonna go. Bye! I don't want to waste everyone's time. I don't think we stand a chance. This is too scary. Yeah, we were trouncing the Steel Seraph with the aggro deck, but we are not doing very well with this tech deck. I think it all comes down to the draws between the two games, but I do have feeling that the all-seeing Concealing Eye is not the good card that I thought it was. Alright, we get to go first, but we have 2 drops and 3 drops that are only removal. Hopefully our opponent is some weird deck that does not stand up to removal. I don't even know what kind of deck that would be, because aggro will aggressively push me out with their cards, so even my removal won't really get anywhere. Blue, on the other hand, is what I was afraid of the most. Alright, none of these are going to do anything. And we don't have any Temple Place this one game. All 3 games we played, we've drawn the worst cards against our worst matchups. Or not against the worst matchup, but against the matchup that we're playing against. That's what I meant to say. And oh, no card draw? What is our opponent doing? I wonder. Play your Jin? Did not play your Jin? Hey, would you look at that? This might be something. I mean, I don't think he has any non-basic land, so let me pilfer you for a second. You're gonna negate my pilfer? Not gonna negate my pilfer. Oh. Essence Scatter, Fading Hope, Flow of Knowledge, Haughty Jin, Tolarian Terror, and make this appear. Well, I don't want your spell to cost less. Not that afraid of the Jin though. This is a sorcery. Oh, it's an instant. Well, now he's going to draw 5 cards and discard 2. That's a pretty good card in that situation. But hey, against mono blue, and I cannot draw a creature for the life of me. How many creatures do we even have? Like 20? Valerian Terror. Look at that. War 2. Target opponent exile a creature they control. You can bounce it. There you go. One for one. Well, gotta get lands out. Even though Takenuma is very good as an ability, I need the lands out because of his counter spells. I might need to slay more than one spell a turn. Valerian Terror. I have the mana right now. Let me try to kill it. What are you gonna do with it? Negate. I'll take my turn. Let me... Here, you exile a creature again. Do you have anything to stop that? Essence Scatter doesn't stop it. Nothing here really does anything. Then I'll pilfer your hand. Wow, all he has is make disappear? That's actually ridiculous. Essence Scatter? I don't even know if that does anything. I guess it's a hard counter. Another Valerian Terror? It's a lot of make disappears. We can go for the throw. It costs 4. You can make it disappear. Pay 2 and make it disappear again. Yeah, it's not. There's no point. Guess we'll have to take those damages one by one. That's a good top deck, honestly. It's a very good top deck for you to have. Well, I don't know if the Invoke will go anywhere, so let's start with corrupting him. It's gonna make it disappear. Let's see how many spells he has. If he doesn't make it disappear, he's not playing this right. Yeah, there you go. First counter spell down. He has all the counter spells in the world. Alright, what other counter spell could he have? Well, if I'm going to go for the throw, I'll do it on his turn, right? Yeah. impulse? Okay, that's not what you want to do, but okay. What would you impulse into? He knows he can play Make Disappear twice, right? Guess he doesn't want to do that with all his mana. He has a negate. I wonder how many negates does he have. Maybe his deck is just full of Essence Scatters. I took out his Essence Scatter because I thought I was gonna draw a creature spell one of these days, but so far no. Fading Hope. Okay. He's gonna replay. He's down to 3 mana. Now he has 4 mana now. Alright, well. This Invoke is happening. I'll make him use up all his Make Disappears. There goes all his Make Disappears. He has 2 cards left in hand. And I'm at 12. This is fun, huh? This is exactly what Magic is meant for. Well, he does not have any more Make Disappears, I can tell you that. A lot of cards. Flow of Knowledge. Oh, if he plays Jin, I think I'm screwed. There's the Jin. I need a removal spell. Top deck now. That's gonna be 15 damage to me. Can I even do anything against that? I guess I can. No, nothing I play can stop it unless he lets this Tenacious Underdog out, which, I mean, he can just Essence Scatter it. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 8 mana, so even then, if he Essence Scatter, or if he doesn't Essence Scatter when I play it for 2, then I lose. Gosh. This is so hard! Stupid! Ah! Close. We're close. But we... Close is no cigar, right? Nah, he didn't do it. GG. Bye! We're also 1 life off. That's disheartening, to say the least. But hey, I played through all kinds of different scenarios. I just don't think I could have won that game in any way. I'm going to try it one more time. And if it doesn't work, we can tell what mono black deck is not good. So, the tech cards, this deck, or this game, right? The last game against mono blue, the tech cards ran very, very well. Unfortunately, the shuffler said you're not going to win, so they didn't give us a single creature until our very last turn. That is unfortunate. Now we have creatures. We have 2 Tenacious Underdog, a cut down, and 3 lands. So everything is going right, except one is going first. Sometimes that's just all they need to win. White. That's not good unless it's mono white control. Nope. Not mono white control. We'll put out an Underdog. What he's going to play turn 3 is probably a Fable. Or nothing. He'll play nothing. Alright, we'll put on another underdog if that's the case. We'll underdog him out of the game. Cookie Monster 324. Oh. Interesting. Well, you just put a Titan of Industry in the graveyard for me, so that helps me figure out what kind of deck he is. Search for a play. He's trying to invoke. Little is he aware of. I'm not gonna let him do that. Alright, you can discard a card to ramp for 1. Try to get to the chaotic transformation. I don't even think I'm going to give him another turn. Didn't discard, so what do you have for 5 mana? Nothing to evoke back. Touch a Spirit Realm, okay. On. The Trespasser. Wow. Ward 1, or ward discard a card, so discard a card, I guess. Destroy evil. Wow, someone is gutsy. Well, we can Shieldred him. Shieldred him, but what if he has Destroy Evil, right? He discarded one. He could have another one in his hand. Let's bring out the curtain and see what he has in his hand. Oh, 2 invokes. This invoke doesn't really do anything. Let's take out his big score. No card draw for you. GG. Alright, we won 1 game. That's all that matters. This deck is not 0% win rate, but it is not good. As far as Mono Black goes, I think the Hand Disruption version is my favorite. It is the best, most fun way to play Mono Black because it has, some idea about what to, or some, I would say, some thinking involved into what to play around your opponent's deck. Right? There's a lot of things to think about in terms of, should I hand disrupt? Should I destroy creatures? Should I start playing tempo? Should we start racing? That is why I like that deck. Now for Mono Black tech deck, in terms of Corrupt, right? In terms of Corrupt and Depticami, these 2 cards did not shine. They did not do what I thought they were going to do. I thought Depticami was going to catch a wedding announcement in the track and kill that. It did not do that at all. I thought Corrupt was going to seal a game off for me where my opponent might be at 10 or 8 and they have a bunch of things on the board and I could not swing through, but hey, I corrupt them, they take 8 damage because I had 8 swamps out. I thought that was what was going to happen. It did not. So I'm not saying that this deck is terrible. It definitely has its rows, and these are the cards that you do have. You can definitely play it. It's not that bad. But the problem with that is the Concealing Curtain is not insanely good as I thought it would be. Early game, I thought it would be able to catch, the soldiers. They will not be able to attack through it. And then I could turn it into a 3-4, pick out the best card in their hand, and have a 3-4 blocker. It didn't do that. It was not that. The Okiba Reckoner Raid, that's more of an aggressive card. In this style of game, in this style of deck, unless we can get Corrupt off, its 1 damage isn't really much. The Phyrexian Fleshgorger is good, that's for sure. Graveyard Trespasser is what got us most of the games. Tenacious Underdog, oh, if he showed up in that game against Mono Blue, oh, we would have won that game easily. But it didn't, so we didn't. Right, so that was the problem with that deck, with that game, with this deck. And overall, my conclusions are the best deck, the strongest deck to play is probably Mono Black Aggro. But the most fun deck to play is, in my opinion, Mono Black Disruption. The Hand Disruption coupled with the destruction on the board, right? The go for the throws, the cut downs, and things like that. If you want to play a more tempo, mid-range to control style, that's also good. I think it's as strong as the aggro deck, just edged out by the aggro deck by maybe 1% extra win rate. But, you know, Mono Black is not the top tier deck it used to be anyways, what with the cut of the Mihawk Massacre. So Mono Black is really, if you want to play that, you're doing it for fun. You're doing it to watch your opponent cry as you invoke in despair onto their life. And that's really the only way I can say about this deck, this style of decks even overall. And if that is the style that you like to play, I would recommend it. And if you just want to invoke despair, maybe I would also recommend trying out the invoke despair version of Grixis that I've done a few weeks back. All right, that's what I got for today and this whole week about the experiment in seeing which Mono Black is the most fun way to play. Thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you guys next time.